Hey guys, in this video you will learn how to use Jamboard interactively with your students. To find the Jamboard, you must go to the app launcher on the top right corner of your screen. Then scroll down until you find the Jamboard app. Once you click on it, it'll open up and you can start a new Jamboard by clicking the plus sign on the bottom right corner of your screen. Once you are there, you're going to be given different options for your Jamboard. The first thing you should do is choose a background. You can leave the white canvas or you can change the background to a dotted one, a ruled one, a grid, a darkened grid, or a different colored grid. The next option you will see on the left-hand side is a menu of tools. And so the very first tool is going to be a pen that you can write with, an eraser to erase anything you might have drawn, the pointer so you can just point on your screen, a sticky note, and the sticky note can be very useful to represent your students. So you can insert a sticky note per student. Let's say each student has a class number that you assign to them. You can then have students recognize that that is their sticky note that they will use. If you wanted to edit a sticky note, all you have to do is click on it, click on the three-dotted menu, and you can edit, duplicate, delete it, or if you have other things on top of it, you can bring it to the front or to the back by clicking on the order menu here. The next option would be an image option. So if I wanted to bring in an image from my desktop, I can do that by clicking on this button, looking for the image on my device or on my drive. In this case, I'm going to bring it in from my desktop. And then you can resize the image or edit it by clicking on the three-dotted menu here. I can also insert shapes. So if I wanted to insert a shape here, I can click on the shapes menu and then I can click on the different shapes that I want to bring in and draw the shape inside of the canvas. I can then insert text into my canvas as well. I can resize the text by pulling from the corners of the text box. And I also have the option to use the laser writing. So I can use the laser writing, but it'll erase after I write with it. As you can see here, the kids will be amazed by this laser writing tool. Once I have my canvas set up, I can then share it with my students. And in order to share it, I will have to click on the share button on the top right corner. I will then have to change the settings so that anybody with the link can access and edit it. I want my students to be able to edit this Jamboard so that we can work collaboratively. Once I am done doing that, I can then copy the link. I can then send the link to my students through the Google Meet chat room. Or if you're using Zoom, you can send the link through the Zoom chat room for your students to be able to access it. Once my students have clicked on the link and accessed the Jamboard, then we can all work collaboratively at the same time. So if I wanted to ask my students to use their sticky note with their number on it to move it to a certain response, then they can do that. They can show me which response they chose by using the sticky note with their number on it. So as you can see here, the student can then move their sticky note over and I will be able to see it in real time while my students are moving their sticky notes over to their responses. If I wanted my students to write on the Jamboard to show a certain response, for example, if I ask my students to either type or use the pencil tool to write in a noun or a verb, then they can do that by using the text or the writing tool. And as you can see, I am able to see in real time what my students are typing or writing. Another thing that I could do with my Jamboard is I can create a new page for us to work on another activity by clicking the next button at the top. And here we can either start a new activity, or if I want to use this page for the next day, I can definitely do that. And I can go back to the previous frame and see that our work is still there from the previous day or from the previous activity. I can also undo changes by clicking on the undo button at the top. If one of my students wrote on the canvas by accident, they can click the undo button on their side and it'll erase. Or I can erase it with the eraser tool here. Another thing I can do is I can clear the frame altogether. So if I wanted to erase everything and start all over or do a different activity, I could do that by clearing the frame. So you have to be very careful with this button because if somebody clicks on it on their side, it's going to delete. If you click on the three-dotted menu on the top right corner, you can see that you can rename this Jamboard. So you can maybe type in the date to keep track of when you're using these Jamboards. You can also download this Jamboard as a PDF. You can save it as an image. You can delete it or make a copy if you'd like. Once you go back to the Jamboard main screen, you will see that it'll automatically save it for you. And there it is. And in this area, you will be able to continue seeing all the different Jamboards you are creating as you go. I hope that this is a helpful tool for you when you are meeting with your students, either through Google Meets or through Zoom, to have interactive activities with your students.